What we have here is gully erosion, a form of erosion that is very common in Northland. On national surveys, Northland is identified as a place particularly prone to gully erosion. The reason being that we have strongly developed soils, old soils that have a strongly developed columnar structure. You'll notice the columns in the subsoil. Once you cut a face, cut a drain, or it naturally erodes, those columns collapse into the gully. And so the gully then works its way headwards. The other feature in this particular case, and also common through quite large parts of Northland, is that the rock below this gully, below the soil, is very acid. It's an acid shale, and not only is it difficult to grow anything on in the subsoil, but it can be almost impossible to grow anything in that shale below. Very low pH, very acid, and we have measured them down as low as pH 1.6, which is battery acid or stronger strength. So very difficult to grow any sort of plant materials. Control in this particular case, the farmer has stopped the water running over the gully head. That is probably a temporary measure. What he will do is build a flume, a wooden chute, which will carry the water safely over the gully head, so it's not cutting away at the head. In the bottom of the gully, you would place some sort of material. It can be rock or brush from tree prunings, or you can build a mattress of material in there just to dissipate that energy. So the water flows over, lands on that, and flows quietly down the valley here. You would then plant it solidly with willows, because willows have a fibrous root system that will knit right across the bottom of the gully and control it. So that's planned for this property, and over the winter, next spring, they will build that flume. They will also plant some of the main gully, because this is only a side shoot of it, and get willows established in those gully bottoms. But as I say, a typical sort of gully that we get in Northland, particularly on these older and gumland soils. We've learnt a few lessons over time, things that didn't quite work or might have worked for a time and then have begun to fade. And this is a good example. What we have here is gully erosion on Gumland. It's over a sandy, shale, soft rock. And what would have happened initially, there would have been a bit of a gully here. There were probably willows planted to control that gully erosion. The area was fenced, the gully itself was fenced out, and to fill in the gaps, if you like, between the planted area, make use of that land between the willows and the fence, it was planted in pine trees. Farmers wanted small woodlots. This would have also provided shelter. Unfortunately, what has happened is that the pine trees, as they've grown, have smothered out the willows. The gully has reactivated. There weren't willow roots there to hold it, and it's cut down. And in doing so, it's undercut these pine trees. And sediment from this is being discharged down the valley and causing problems downstream. It's burying fences. But next time round, when these pine trees come out, this will just be planted in willows. It will still be fenced, and it may well infill or be planted with native trees rather than pines. They are less likely to smother out the willows. Or it might be simply left for the birds to infill those areas.